Hey guys, Scott here with a new beer dissection video or beer dissection series videos coming up. Recently at a Lidl, I picked up the 12 Beers of Christmas pack, which I'm sure I'm pop over my face, over my shoulder here. 12 beers from Kalia, I believe, puts it together. I think they also had put together a Costco pack. Got a lot of mixed reviews from looking at other videos, so I figured I'd try it myself. Last year I picked up a pack. I had a friend over, I just gave him the 12 pack to take home with him, thought I'd pick up my own, never actually drank it. So this year it came up again, my wife saw it in the store, she said, let me pick it up for him, knowing that I'm a beer lover, I do this channel. So I'm actually filming this intro at the end of me doing all the videos or the beer videos. So at the end of this little intro video, there'll either be one of two things. Either some of the videos I review in a faster format, anywhere from 3 minutes to 7 minutes, back bookended on each other. And then a couple of beers I'm just going to talk about. And I'll have the pictures pop over, but I'm not really going to have the beer in front of me tasting it like I do my regular beer dissection. I have to say, in this 12 pack, again, just to make sure you understand where I'm coming from, is that in Germany, this is from Germany and Austria, Kalia, I may be mispronouncing them. They pick up beers or they contract beers from microbreweries or the equivalent of microbreweries in Germany. So they're not the big boys. They're not Spaten, Hofbrauhaus, Heckerschor, Warsteiner, things like that. They're like the version of microbreweries in Germany and Austria. And they compile this pack, which again, I'm sure the picture's been over my shoulder already, if not in front of my face. And there's a lot of Helles in there. There's Weiss beer, I think there was a Munich Dunkel, there was Schwarz beer. So how I'm doing this, I was hemming and hawing how I was going to put this video together. At the end of this little intro, even though I'm filming this particular part at the very end of doing most of the beers, I couldn't do all 12. I'm going to start putting the videos up. So if you want to fast forward through certain sections, watch all of it, that's great. So some of it's going to be actual video of me doing a faster beer dissection, and then some of them are just, I'm going to be sitting there just talking about a few with a few pictures that I happen to have, and I not really sat down with the actual video and reviewed it like I do my regular beer dissection. But like I said, this pack, and this is why I'm doing it this way, was pretty good. There was one or two that were oxidized. If you don't watch through the entire segment of this whole entire video, there was one or two that were oxidized. But all in all, they were all kind of average, C plus B range beer. So I don't know what my wife paid for the 12 pack, but it really wasn't as bad as some of the reviews I was getting or watching other videos of people doing, the advent calendar of beers. Now, I'm not going to say they're going to put the big, German big boys out of business. They're not the best Munich Helleses. They're not the best German Weiss beers or Schwarz beers, or there's even a rock beer in there, rock beer, smoke beer in this pack. They're not the best of all the brands, but I got to say, I think for the investment in 16, 20 ounce cans, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So I'm going to end this section of the video. Stay tuned if you'd like to see some of the videos that I did put together that were more 3 to 7 minute videos. And a couple of them are just me talking about the beer for just like a minute or two with a picture of the beer, just so you have an understanding. But overall, I recommend the pack for yourself, just to see what you think about it. But again, they weren't stellar A+ beers, but I wasn't expecting that anyway. My expectations were a lot lower for this pack. So anyway, thanks for listening. Stay tuned if you want to see the videos popping up. Until that time, you don't want until you see me maybe on one of my regular beer videos, my What is Style or my beer dissection videos. All right, guys, stay tuned for the first video coming up. Take care. Hey guys, I'm back with the next beer on the beers sorry, let me just adjust this a little bit. The 12 Beers of Christmas from Lidl. My next one up is, and again, I don't know how I'm going to produce this video thing, and maybe 1 or 2 videos. You may be watching part 1, part 2, part 3. I may just put them all together because these are going to be a lot, remember, these are going to be a lot shorter evaluations than I usually do on my beer dissection. This is the Heminger Brauer Hell. I'm sure it's Helles, meaning light. So I got a feeling it's going to look a little bit like a Spaten original lager. I got to say, so far, I don't want to digress too much here, but this pack has been pretty good. There was one or two that were oxidized, but for the most part, it's been going pretty well so far. This is at 4.9% alcohol. Again, Munich Helles. Think of a Pilsner Showcase. It's going to probably be very highly carbonated, blonde beer, things like that. So let's just crack this open. Like I said, I promised you I would do these very quickly and I'll try to edit it down a little bit. Okay. But a pretty nice looking can too, by the way. I'll probably have it over my shoulder, but I kind of like that. Those little, diamond, blue diamonds with the color of the can. All right, so let's crack this open here and pour it out. All right. So let's take a look at it. Again, pretty nice. Remember, Munich Helles usually sits between 4.3, 5.5% alcohol, usually 16 to 22 IBUs. This one, I don't know the specific IBUs on there, but nice pronounced white, 1.5-inch foam. Nice frothing on top. You're kind of getting that meringue-like appearance. You have that typical light gold to medium gold, perfectly clear beer. It looks a little cloudy because there's some condensation on the glass. The beer may have been a little bit colder than I would particularly want all the time, but it is a lighter style, so I usually have a tendency to go a little bit colder with the beer. A very nice looking beer. All right, so let's take a sniff of the aroma. Okay, now this one, you get that herbal floral character, but there's something giving me like a little bit of a dank smell, almost like you're smelling. I don't want to make it sound too good, like lemon peel, but it's not like lemons. It's kind of like that pith, like a lemon, peel. It's just not. It's like vegetative a little bit, almost like if you had DMS, like the corn aroma. So it's kind of like herbal floral. You have that, but then you kind of get this corn kind of a vegetative kind of aroma, which again, I'm not sure. Maybe we're getting a little DMS in here, dimethyl sulfide. Okay, with a little white bread malt. Again, it's not horrible. It's just, I just wish I wasn't getting kind of that tangy, vegetative kind of aroma on there too. All right, so let's just get right into it. Cheers. Highly carbonated, pretty light to medium bodied. Again, neutral malt like Pilsner, white bread, doughy, light toast at the very most. That's the good part about it. Herbal floral, hop, low bitterness. But again, on the aftertaste, it's just kind of, I'm not going to say it was DMS. It doesn't have that corny cooked. Sometimes it's cooked corn. Sometimes some people perceive it like cooked tomato sauce, things like that. Sometimes even like rotten vegetables, but it's not like that. But it's just something that's giving me a little bit of a tang on the back end of this, on the aftertaste. But again, it's really, I'm making it sound like it's worse than it really is. It's really not that bad. I mean, it's got that herbal floral character like most Munich Helles, Pilsner malt. It's just on the nose, it had a little bit of that corny, vegetative character. And on the taste, maybe my nose was tricking me. You get a little bit of this astringent tang on the back end. It's not undrinkable though, okay? I know a lot of people have had these beers from the same company possibly from Costco. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this beer. It's not the best Munich Helles I've had. Grade-wise on this one, the Hell, I'll give it a B, B minus. I'll enjoy the rest of it. This is not a sink dumper like some beers I've had, but it definitely could use a little bit. I don't know what's giving me that off flavor there. It's I maybe would have to drink this. Maybe as I'm finished filming this little segment, I'll analyze a little bit more. Like again, I try to do these kind of on the fly, especially packs like this, and bolstering it up. But it's okay. It's B minus material. I'm just not sure what's giving me that little bit of a astringency on the back end, tang-like, air quotes. But it has the typical characteristics of the German noble hops too, Pilsner malt. So if you have it in your 12-pack, I don't think you have any problem with it, especially if you've had a couple of beers. But if you're really scrutinizing with, say, Weihenstephan or Original or Hofbrauhaus Original, I think it is, that are a Munich Helles or even the Spaten Original, it doesn't get up there, but it's not a dumper or something that's going to make you cringe. All right, guys, till the next video, maybe from this pack. I don't know if I'm going to finish all the beers, but have a great day, or in my next beer dissection video. Take it easy. But again, hang tight if there's another beer coming right after this one. Bye-bye. Hey guys, Scott back with the next beer from the 12 Beers of Christmas from Lidl. What I have here is it says First Karl Keller beer, unfiltered. Keller beer means cellar beer in German. It's usually brewed as soon as it's kind of like ready and it's like unfiltered, they just package it. So it's kind of like a young beer. This one's coming in at 5.1%, so very sessionable. And again, usually it's a wheat beer. We'll see when I open it up. I can't say I've had many versions of Keller beer, or cellar beer. But we'll take a look at this and see what it's all about. But again, this is from the Beers from Cheers. I'm sure you may have seen the intro. I'm stacking these videos up on top of each other. Okay, sorry about the lighting a little bit. I noticed this. We had daylight savings. Oh, actually, going back to standard time a couple of weeks ago, and I just haven't gotten the lighting down right. Okay, so pour this out. Yep, it's kind of a straw colored. First of all, nice white head, about inch and a half. Kind of a very cloudy, gold color, medium gold color. Again, because it is unfiltered, you got some yeast in there floating around. The wheat proteins from the wheat usually will give you some of that cloudiness. Okay, again, this is a very young beer before it's packaged. Keller beer, cellar beer. All right, brewed according to the Bavarian purity law from 1516. That's called the Reinheitsgebot law. All right. So anyway, guys, let's smell this. Again, I'm doing these a lot quicker than my typical beer dissection. Yeah, you got nice herbal, floral quality on the nose. Maybe slightly peppery. The malt, again, has that kind of doughy, wheat-like malt, which would make sense. But very nice. It has kind of a little bit of a German noble hop character to it. Okay. Pretty good. It's been a mixed bag so far if you've been watching this whole video, or maybe two videos here, a part one, maybe part two of this Beers from Cheers, the beers have been pretty good. Anyway, guys, Prost. Yeah. Neutral malt, white bread, light bread crust possibly. Herbal quality in the hops, pretty crisp, pretty dry. A little doughy, billowy profile. No alcohol warmth, which you wouldn't expect with this. Really nice though. I've been pleasantly surprised with some of these beers in this pack. These are microbreweries in Germany and Austria. I think the Kelia is the company that has subcontracted them. Sorry, I'm going to try to turn this a little bit here. I don't think I'm going to get this lighting quite right today. Pretty nice. There's actually a little bit of like almost like a lemon quality to it. But again, herbal, earthy, a little floral herbal, like I said. Pretty crisp, pretty dry. Pretty nice though. Another one, if you haven't had Keller beer before, which is again cellar beer, a newer beer. This is kind of a wheat profile. I'm sure they're using some Pilsner malt here also. Pretty crisp, pretty dry. Again, another decent beer from that pack. I'd probably give it a good solid B. I don't really get any off flavors, anything like that. That's great. So anyway, guys, the last today's or this section of the 12 Beers of Christmas from Lidl. First Carl, the Keller beer, unfiltered wheat beer. Gotta say, it's pretty good. Another one that I think you'd enjoy, especially if you enjoy lighter beers. All right, guys, till the next video, which may be piggyback right at the end of this one, or maybe in a completely different part of the Beers from Christmas series. Have a great one. Hey, guys, the next beer I have for this Beers from Cheers is the Export Hell. Again, this was the 12-pack. You've been watching some of the videos so far if you've come this far. This is their Export Hell Falter. Okay, again, all these are supposed to be from microbreweries in Germany and or Austria. And this is coming in at 5.3%. And this is an Export Hell. This is usually supposed to be a little bit more body than a German Pilsner, and then more hops and aroma and bitterness and crispness than, say, a Munich Helles, okay? What Export Hell's is supposed to be. Remember, Hell meaning light, so I'm sure this is going to be a light beer. All right, so let's crack this open and pour it in. All right, so let's take a look at it. Nice couple inches of white, pretty frothy, dense head, kind of getting the whipping effect on top of this. Okay, you probably won't be able to see all of it perfectly clear, but let's take a sniff of the aroma. All right, this one's got definitely that earthy herbal component, probably from the German noble hops. Grassy, almost like a field of grass. Maybe slightly peppery. Okay, it smells pretty good. The color, I didn't talk about the color. It's kind of this medium gold color, crystal clear, which you'd expect for this style. I don't get any aromas of oxidation and or skunkiness, but again, it is in a can, so hopefully it's been protected. Okay, so cheers, guys. Prost. High carbonation. Again, I didn't say on the nose. The mold is kind of light toast, bread crust. This one, though, I got to say, is pretty thin. The hop flavor and aroma, very low bitterness. The hop flavor and aroma is pretty subdued here. And there's not much there on the flavor with the hops. Low bitterness. Even the malt, it's just really not jumping out at me. Like it was, I smelt a little bit more on the nose than I'm getting on the taste buds here. It's kind of empty, very empty. Like just, I'm not getting the sweetness of the malt. I'm not getting the hop flavor in there. It's just kind of a bunch of nothingness here on this one. Some of the other Helles I've had have been pretty decent, except for one was oxidized. This one, again, maybe light toast, bready. You get that herbal floral component, but again, very subdued. Like it's been kind of aged out, but this one expiration date is January, March of 2025. So that's his experience. I'm sure that's their drink by. I'm filming this in 23, so I don't know why they would put a date so far ahead. which is very odd, very odd. But again, it is, I don't know how this is being packaged for Lidl or whatever it may be, but again, it's cold, it's refreshing. No obnoxious off flavors, but it just doesn't have that much hop flavor aroma to it. The malt, because it is a Helles, you would expect it to be kind of neutral, like white bread, floury. This is just kind of like very blah, maybe even a little grassy on there, which sometimes is not a knock to the beer either. Not great. I'd give this a C-, this beer. So anyway, guys, this is just a short video for the beers from, I keep calling the beers from Cheers, but the 12 beers of Christmas from Lidl. All right. Till the next beer, and if you at the end of this video, thanks for watching. All right. Till next video. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, the next beer I have for this Beers from Cheers is the Export Hell. Again, this was the 12-pack. You've been watching some of the videos so far. If you've come this far, this is their Export Hell Falter. Okay. Again, all these are supposed to be from microbreweries in Germany and or Austria. And this is coming in at 5.3%. And is an Expert Hell. This is usually supposed to be a little bit more body than a German Pilsner, and then more hops and aroma and bitterness and crispness than, say, a Munich Helles, okay? What Expert Hells is supposed to be. Remember, Hell meaning light. So I'm sure this is going to be a light beer. All right, so let's crack this open and pour it in. All right, so let's take a look at it. Nice couple inches of white, pretty frothy, dense head. Kind of getting the whipping effect on top of this. Okay, you probably won't be able to see all of it perfectly clear, but let's take a sniff of the aroma. All right, this one's got definitely that earthy herbal component, probably from the German noble hops. Grassy, almost like a field of grass. Maybe slightly peppery. Okay, it smells pretty good. The color, I didn't talk about the color. It's kind of this medium gold color, crystal clear, which you'd expect for this style. I don't get any aromas of oxidation and or skunkiness, but again, it is in a can, so hopefully it's been protected. Okay, so cheers, guys. Prost. High carbonation. Again, I didn't say on the nose. The mold is kind of light toast, bread crust. This one, though, I got to say, is pretty thin. The hop flavor aroma, very low bitterness. The hop flavor and aroma is pretty subdued here. And there's not much there on the flavor with the hops. Low bitterness. Even the malt, it's just really not jumping out at me. Like I smelt a little bit more on the nose than I'm getting on the taste buds here. It's kind of empty, very empty. Like just, I'm not getting the sweetness of the malt. I'm not getting the hop flavor in there. It's just kind of a bunch of nothingness here on this one. Some of the other Helles I've had have been pretty decent, except for one was oxidized. This one, again, maybe light toast, bready. You get that herbal floral component, but again, very subdued. Like it's been kind of aged out, but this one expiration date is January, March of 2025. So that's this expert. I'm sure that's their drink by. I'm filming this in 23, so I don't know why they would put a date so far ahead. But just very odd, very odd. But again, it is, I don't know how this is being packaged for Lidl or whatever it may be, but again, it's cold, it's refreshing. No obnoxious off flavors, but it just doesn't have that much hop flavor aroma to it. The malt, because it is a Helles, you would expect it to be kind of neutral, like white bread, floury. This is just kind of like very blah, maybe even a little grassy on there, which sometimes is not a knock to the beer either. Not great. I'll give this a C-, this beer. So anyway, guys, this is just a short video for the beers from, I keep calling the beers from Cheers, but the 12 beers of Christmas from Lidl. All right. Till the next beer, and if you at the end of this video, thanks for watching. All right. Till next video. Take care. Bye-bye. So guys, the next beer I did drink, not on camera doing an entire beer dissection video, was the craft beer Wenslot. It was a Schwarzbier style. I'm sure I have it over on my shoulder here. Again, Schwarzbier has become one of my favorite styles of beer. I'm not going to say this one was, as good as Kronbacher or even some of my local guys, but it definitely had some chocolate notes. I'm looking at some of my notes because, again, since I'm not doing this live on the fly, had some chocolate notes, caramel, toffee, low bitterness, kind of medium to high carbonation. But again, a very good, solid beer. I kind of gave it a C+ range. Overall drinkability a little higher, like B- range. But again, another pretty average beer for that compilation pack of the 12 beers of Christmas. I really would not dump it down the drain at all. I wouldn't say it's as good as like Kronbacher and things like that, but it definitely wasn't like a dump down the drain beer. The other one that I'm going to have pop over my shoulder now too, it was the Märzen style. I didn't even understand my own handwriting here, but you'll see the can over my head. That one I rated a little lower. It was more like a C-. It just was a little thin. It was kind of couldn't decide whether to be a full Märzen style or be more of the Fest beer style, which is the lighter style. And I think I picked up a little bit more of the oxidative notes, the trans-2-nonenal papery flavor, a little malt shift on there too on that one. And again, I probably have it over my shoulder right now. But again, I'm not doing a full beer dissection on all these beers. So those two were ones that I drank on the side, took some side notes that you saw over my shoulder. But again, if you didn't watch the intro version, this 12 beers of Christmas has been pretty good. I mean, like I said, it's not putting all the big boys out of business, but nice, C+, B- beers, economical. You get a nice broad spectrum of your, German style beers, different ones that you have out there. So anyway, it's the end of this video. Hopefully you watch some of the actual full beer dissection analysis versions of this video. If not, until the next video, I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, so that was the conclusion of the 12 beers of Christmas from Lidl. And, again, remember, these were, contracted, I believe, through Kalia Beverage in Germany, Austria. They contracted microbreweries over there and put together this pack. And I got to say, going into this pack, I had very low expectations because I've had friends do the Advent calendar from Costco, which I think is the same company. So I'm not going to say all the beers were stellar. If you watch through some of these videos, some were oxidized. They're not going to put any of the big boys out of business in Germany or even some of our local craft. But they were, I got to say, some of them were really good. I mean, they were, good C to B beers. So next year, if you didn't pick it up this year, next year you see it come around, I think it's worth the flyer just to throw some money down. Rate it for yourself. Come back to my video and tell me what you thought of it. I'll probably try going through it again. I just couldn't put all 12 videos together. It would be like an hour video here I would have. So again, hopefully you watched through some of those videos. If not, again, I would give that pack kind of a thumbs up or maybe a thumb to the side version. average beers. Some were a couple oxidized ones, but I gotta say, all in all, I was not so displeased that I was unhappy that I spent the money on the beer. So take a look at it for next year if you don't see it this season. Other than that, hopefully you like this format. There was a lot of beers here. I had to put it together with some beer dissection videos and some just, the last two were just, I drank off camera and took some notes down on it and try to give you a little idea what the beer was about and pictures over my shoulder. But anyway, guys, to my next beer dissection or general beer video in general, have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.